comment on artificial intelligence?
There's too much of that out here already. Right. We're being displaced. Yeah. By not necessarily a superior anything, but a questionable something. Yeah. Yeah. That means that we haven't realized the full potential of human nature, so we're using robots and machines. So whoever's behind this kind of ideology, or science, is saying that we're not up to it. So we need machines that are more trustworthy, more dependable to do things maybe more precisely, and so on and so forth. But I don't know any machines that can think the way I do or play the way I do. I'm sure somebody will try and program it to do that. But this is still the organic level of creativity in my case. It's not superficial intelligence, it's actual intelligence, direct intelligence. And so that makes, for me, as far as I'm concerned, better music, stronger, more powerful.
There are some well-respected scientists who worry that artificial intelligence and robotics will make humans obsolete.
I just said that.
Yeah. So, I mean, in some domains that may be true. Obviously, in music, it's a different story. But
until they start making bots, right, to play music, right? And it'll be the same thing, right? It's like the classical musicians are already bots. They're already there. So then they're going to make bots to play Bach. Bots for Bach. It's not needed, but there you have it, because that's the level of then superficial intelligence responsible for artificial intelligence. It's not deepest mind. Right? The yogis have deepest mind. Incomprehensible mind. The yogis have that. See? So it's good to practice yoga. See? I'm not saying just ordinary yoga, but.
So in the case of, let's say, making humans superfluous for certain kinds of works and functions, is that a good thing, or?
Well, I mean, it's inevitable because of the way the system's set up. If we had more intelligent use of money, then we'd be investing more in education, making humans better humans. See? And not making it a capitalistic issue, and just giving it away freely. Then you have a better society. You have a better society, you have a superior society. You have a more creative and productive society. See? Because you're investing in intelligence in people. Freely, not making it then, for the elite alone. You can do that, you got to universalize it. That's common sense to me. I'm not a communist. Yeah. I'm a jazz musician, not a communist. Whatever that could be.
So if robotics increased free time and leisure time for people, and some of the survival imperatives are taken away, what are the implications of that?
In what sense? Implications for who?
Well, if a large...
For who? So you're talking about a very specific, what is the word? Segment. It is what it is for whoever. But for the creative person, who has access to the, let's say, creativity, let's say, processes, then that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep doing it, as long as they're living. So the creative, truly creative, will continue to be creative, and won't buy into all of this other sort of like video game universe, particularly, with all its usefulness on a certain level, and its applications in the military. They use video games to kill people, which is what they use video games anyway, to mock up for kids. Go out and kill people, So I think that's a question about programming. But useful to some people, because they're at the brute level. If you're at the brute level, you got to do what you got to do. And killing is part of the agenda, the brute level. But it's not highest purpose. That's not highest use of the brains, intelligence, or the heart. Forget about the brains. The heart suffers there. Because there's no real emphasis on developing heart beings out here. You never heard of university heart beings. Not happening. Not yet. Maybe somebody take the idea and run with it now. Make it practical.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think it's possible to use artificial intelligence to create kind, compassionate robots or kind, compassionate artificial intelligence?
Well, I mean, you just by that thought, you can see the limitations of what we're talking about. And a lot of it is hype and consumerism, materialism. It's just materialism. It's not real compassion. Right? Real compassion is active, right? And in the service of people who are living now and who need help. It's real compassion here. If you have the resources, then you put it where it really belongs, where it's needed. See? And is there enough? So are there enough resources to go around and flatten out some of the inequality? More than not. More than not. So our acts of compassion have something to do with the transformation of understanding into books to be read by others who have some commonality with my background and experience as a musician, a type of jazz musician. Yeah. The creative type of jazz musician. Yeah. The native type of jazz musician, right, with strong instincts and intuition. Yeah. 40 years with Pharoah Sanders, part of my resume. Yeah. Super jazz.
I have to wonder if artificial intelligence was exposed to your teachings or your music, what the results might be.
More artificial intelligence, what else could it be? All right? If you take everything Einstein and what so-called geniuses have said and understood and discovered, what are you going to do with it? Feed it to a bot? What's the bot going to do with it? The bot is more effect than cause, yet the bot can cause effects. We are hardwired to the divine. You can't believe that. You have to know that for yourself. See, without delusions of grandeur and egotism and nonsense, stupidity, separation of dysfunctionality relative to other peeps. No connection with the divine there. Excuse me. The divine connection is total. Heart is the universe. Universe is the heart. Boom. End of story. Tied. Good. Realize it for yourself. You have no enemies there. That could be a problem. No enemies there. They exist, but they're not where this is coming from.
Yeah.
Right. And that's really an unfathomable sort of realization. No enemies, then what? Material system breaks down. The illusion of separation breaks down. Everybody's your brother and sister, let's say, realistically. So racism is made obsolete. That would be profound. The disease of racism made obsolete would be profound because of an awakening at the heart level. Imagine that, my friends.